Hello, everyone. Today is September 20th, 2024. And for this subject, not subject, but for this topic, um, it is a video response to a really funny video that I saw. And I've seen these videos before. So the channel is called Freedom Toons, and this is just more of a response to the video that he made 43 minutes ago, or it's probably been like an hour or so. But I'll put the video link in the description so you guys could check it out, because I did respond to him how I thought he was just clever, how in the video, how some news channels are actually interpreting violence. And I'm glad this guy actually realizes this, because there's no way in hell that I'm the only one who, like, I'm just saying, I've said it before, and I'm pretty sure, and I've said it before, I have not, but I've reminded you, someone is weaponizing both the parties, and they've controlled the media to make you think that it's okay to say a bunch of things about other people because your politicians claim to say so. You know, adore your politicians more than your life. Okay. That's just besides the point. It is just hilarious. I think it in this video was hilarious how they use like normal words. And I'll take an example from it. So during the video after they were talking about Trump surviving an assassination, and how some news channels, and if you're talking about some news channels, I'm talking about some Democratic news channels that are saying this kinds of stuff, that are actually saying this kind of, this is not based on from a real video, it's just more of a parody. But the way this parody was addressing how that, like, if Trump finds out who was trying to kill him, or, you know, try to do all this to him, and it's just cruel and whatnot, that he would that it would be in serious trouble. And I think it's hilarious. How do I say this? And I think it's hilarious how some of the Democratic news channels are also interpreting like, oh, this is just outrageous of Trump to say that. He's talking about attacking the people and whatnot. Oh, so if you see this guy, we need to come together. Oh, we need to see this guy. You need to come together and say assassination. Assassination, you hear us, people? We're gonna need to assassinate the president. It was just so clever how they were, yeah, it's so cheesy, but I love it. I love it just the way they just like interpret jokes, how they made it like a normal saying, like how it makes it sound like assassination, instead of saying the full word assassination, which is kind of interpreting, what they're really trying to say. But I think it's hilarious because, well, and I keep on saying that it's hilarious because it is. It's clever. It's funny. But I also do want to say is that, what does this actually mean for some channels who do that? Like for some news channels who do that? Well, for a start, I do have to say, yeah, this is actually a real thing that they don't do parodies of it, but as a matter of fact, I'm just saying this, is that they are encouraging violence and hate. They're encouraging that. I mean, and the way they're doing it is by going by what their politicians say. If some news channels are going by what some of the Democratic politicians are saying, is that, oh, Trump's a dictator, he's gonna take away all your rights and whatnot. So some news channels are gonna put that in their channel and make you think that, as a supporter of a Democrat, they're going to make you think that some of them are going to make you think that Republicans are the real enemies, and they become a threat to democracy, and the 2025 agenda was just another way to, like, bring this new world leadership into this country, and you guys need to do something about it. Which, in reality, that's encouraging hate. That is encouraging hate. And there's no way and let me put in perspective of Freedom Toons, if he actually is watching this. I'm glad you are addressing the issue, and I'm glad you're addressing this kind of issue. And I think it's true. I think that some Democratic news channels are interpreting to encourage hate and violence towards President Trump, because your politicians say he's a bad person and he's a threat to democracy, and will do whatever he can to make sure that they'll win the election and whatnot. But I think that's kind of their goal. I think they actually want him out of the picture. I think someone's really powerful. I mean, someone's really powerful. Someone is really powerful to weaponize the party that bad to the point where both sides are actually doing it. Don't get me wrong, Freedom Toons. Don't get me wrong. Both sides actually do it. I mean, why do you think both sides actually say almost the same thing about each other's politician? Oh, Kamal is like a Marxist, and I've heard Marxist. I heard she's an alcoholic. I heard she's a fake, whatnot, and I've heard some things. I don't know what much I've heard from her. I've heard about her, but I did hear a lot about from some Democratic sides who say about, oh, Trump's a dictator, he's a fascist, he's a criminal, he has a 2025 agenda, he's going to ruin everyone, he's going to take away your rights and freedoms, and I feel like this whole, like, scare tactic is becoming more violent. I feel like that this whole scare tactic that some people claim to say, oh, they're just trying to scare the people, really. Yeah, bull fucking shit. You gotta know in this generation that the word scare tactic is really like making some people very confident enough to actually go out and do something. And that is concerning. That is very concerning. How some politicians control your media and they tell you all these kinds of things. And it's ridiculous. At this point, no one should be talking shit about each other because I know damn well someone is really powerful enough to weaponize these both parties, so that way people are less afraid and they are actually going to do something about it. And I think that's an issue in this country. Some people may not realize it, but I'm just saying that I have seen it in some people where they just have zero empathy and they just think outside the box. And just, like, go for it. Like, they don't even have time to think about it. They just, like, go for it because it's what they believe on television. I've seen people like that who want to have harm towards other people. I've seen that in some people. And this is just regular citizens. I also seen some in the education system, too. How is it that the education system is no different than how, like, regular normal people is? Even though it's funded by the government. Oh, yeah, and when everything is funded by the government, they always got to, like, have some sort of influence that they get off from their bullshit politicians and media, and they want to interpret that into schools. Oh, we want our kids to make them work and whatnot. Oh, so it's all about working now. It's not about accomplishing your dreams at this point, or actually using the knowledge and the skills that you have. That doesn't matter anymore. No, that's just the mindset they want you to stop thinking about. They want you to stop thinking about, oh, don't worry about accomplishing your dreams because it will never come true. It's all about, like, working a 9-to-5 job, helping the economy grow, so that some of your politicians can just waste your money on, like, pointless, like, weapons, so that way, in pointless weapons, and still risk like the chances of inflation, and say we want to control your weapons just so we can go to war with a country that didn't even concern us to begin with. Oh, but they're our allies. I don't give a damn if they're allies. They can defend themselves. They can buy from us. They can buy from other countries. Why are we giving so much to them? Why are we the ones just giving? Without having them to ask, oh, we're going to do... No, everybody knows there's a damn reason why you're doing it, because you want to get yourself involved. Technically, we are already involved. I would say most of our weapons actually do come from America. Like, most of our supplies do come from America over in Ukraine. So don't get me wrong. But, I'm getting distracted, but Freedom Toons, I think it's phenomenal. Like, I think you do a really good job with explaining some of the issues. And I can tell you're very much of a Trump guy, and I can respect that. If you were a Democrat supporter, I would respect that as well. Really. Because I'm not about, like, opposing one side. I'm just about, like, hey, this is really good. You're addressing that side of the issue, but do you also ever kind of think about that your side also kind of has some flaws to it? Like, you as being a Trump supporter, do you realize that it's not just you? It doesn't have to be you, but with other people, do you actually see the wrong in your own party that you support too? Like, do you know if this is actually true or whatnot? And if that's the case, then I can totally respect that. But if you don't, then I guess you said, hey, I'm not going to argue with that. I mean, somebody else is going to put you in your place. I mean, someone else is going to make you dumbfounded because you don't see the wrong and wrong side of the party that you support. But I don't know that from Freedom Toons, and I can respect that from you. Really, you're an awesome artist. You make like really great parodies, really. And I think one day, hopefully in the future, I might have to ask you, Freedom Toons, to actually work, like, do some agreement with me. Like, would you like to play a part in making your own TV show? Would you like to play a part in, making, like, helping me out with my animations and whatnot? I think I would like that. I really would. I wouldn't mind being in your next video if I wanted to. But it's all up to you, really. Because in the future, if you just now watching this, I do want to let you know that I want to be a future filmmaker, which, making my own movies and whatnot. And I also, this was never intended, but I also want to either become a governor or the next president. Really. You may not vote for me, and I totally respect that. Just go by what the media tells you so. And as I want to, like, have my own media, I want to tell my own version of the media. I don't want to control it. I want to have my own. How come most politicians don't do that? Why do they got to rely on, like, random individuals? Really? Why do they got to rely on that? Oh, we can't hear the president, and we can't hear our future president address, like, these situations themselves, and we gotta hear, like, news channels do it because they also interpret the other news informations as well, because they interpret the other information, like geopolitics and the weather and whatnot. Could your politician do that? No. I mean, technically, I would be a politician, but I would be making my own money if I was a filmmaker. So technically, I'm not really a politician. I'd be more of a business person. But who knows? I could be wrong. I think myself, I'm seeing more of a politician. And I think it'd be pretty hypocritical of me to say, well, some politicians are bad. Unless it'd be hypocritical to say that some politicians are bad to me. You'll never know. There's some pretty good ones. I've addressed that before. There's some good politicians. It's just the ones that are making, I'm gonna repeat this. The ones that you see on television that are making a big deal out of it, like calling saying, oh, Trump's so bad. Oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna address all that to the people. Those are the idiots. I'm gonna tell you now that those people are the idiots. The ones that claim to be good, and the ones that are good, probably never show their faces. Probably never do. It's like quiet. Why do you hear most of the idiots on television when you hear all about all those idiot, like, politicians and whatnot? Sorry, a little stuffy as usual. But other than that, this video was more of a response, and I think it's clever in that video. And to be honest, I do want to say, sorry about that, folks. But yeah, I mean, it's it's good. I love it. I know I keep on saying the same thing, but I'm trying to think of some other topics. But this topic was supposed to be about a response video, and I do want to say, good job, Freedom Toons. I hope you actually. I hope you keep, like, I'm not saying I hope, keep on doing what you do. It's phenomenal. I'm amazed. I'm intrigued by the parody that you actually addressed. And it's just, I mean, it's good. It's good. I like how you address the issue, how I've said it before, and I'm just curious if there's anyone else that also sees this as an issue as well. As someone who either is a supporter or someone who isn't, and whatnot. But other than that, I do want to say thank you guys for watching this video. And I also want to say thank you at Blocking the Head, and thank you to some of those people who want to stay by and watch this, really. And hopefully I can make like other videos too. In the near, probably not the next day, because I don't even know what's going on the next day. I mean, some people could address like, oh, but what about this allegations, or what are your thoughts on Dr. Disrespect? Give you my small opinion on Dr. Disrespect. Never care for the guy anyway, so I had no response for him. I've heard about it. I don't care. I mean, it's not surprising because I've seen more like famous people who become predators and they get away with it. They get away with it. How? How does Dr. Disrespect still get away with that after returning? Because he claims to say it's not real. I mean, you're right. I mean, he could be absolutely right. It could be false. It could be false. Or it could actually be true. And if it is true, why is he still around? Is it all because I've said this before? It's just the mindset of like some YouTube supporters who have a favor of this guy. After they notice something wrong, it's either this: they go back to like they disagree with it, go, oh, you're a bad person, and then once he like apologizes or something, or makes a long ass excuse of why he did it anyway, then I guess he's forgiven. How? Oh, I'm sorry. I almost completely forgot that once you're completely famous, it's not like anybody gives a shit anymore. Oh, but even when nobody gives a shit, I mean, they still will remember it. Some people will still remember that. Really. It's amazing how I don't see these, like, how there was actual proof. If he actually did. If there was actual proof that he did do it, and it was shown to the public that he actually did do it. It's just funny how like they're not even facing the proper sentence because this is illegal. I know I've said like a raised voice, but this is illegal. It should not have to be like they should not have to still be around because otherwise, if they do get away with it, what makes them think what makes them think that they won't do it again? Oh, because they're famous and nobody cares. Yeah, I think that's kind of some of the mindset that we have with people now. If I was the president that was seeing this kind of stuff, no, you're getting banned. You're getting banned from all platforms, and you're getting bank account drained too. And you're about to be walking like in shame in front of all these people, and they're going to like see your reaction. No, we're gonna put out the evidence out on television too. We really are. Making you think like, and now some of these people will be like, well, don't you think that's a little harsh for the guy? Like, doesn't think he should just go to jail? Yeah, I could see him being in jail. I mean, he'll still be in jail, don't get me wrong. But I also feel like that he should be faced by the public too. By the actual public citizens. That proof was right there on television. There was clearly proof that it was right there, so why do some people forget? I mean, no, they still remember, but why would they care? They can't really do anything about it. Yes, you can. People who claim to say, oh, but we can't do anything because he's famous. Yes, you can. I'm just surprised, like, I don't know what's the mindset with, like, some citizens, but I guess some of us just think that, oh, when someone's so famous and everything, they don't have to, like, oh, when someone's so famous, it's going to be harder for them to sue because they have a lot of money. You see, that's the issue with our world today. Some criminals rich criminals get away because it's actually legal in their own state. Because it's capitalism? The fuck? I'm not saying we need capitalism, but why is money even pressed over anything? Oh, you need to pay this, or otherwise you need to pay this and go to jail. Yeah, that's actually a rule in South Carolina that you have to pay $1,000 and then you have to face like a 10-day thing in jail or whatever, which is funny and ridiculous. But other than that, it's just, oh well. I guess some of us just don't want to do anything about it. But don't worry, I will later in the near future. I'll do that if there actually is going to be a future. I have my doubts, really. I don't know, I've been rambling about a lot about this was supposed to be a response video for Freedom Toons, and I think I'm just going to leave it at that, really. But other than that, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for some of you who are listening and watching. I will post videos where, and I've said this my last few, and I said this in like few minutes ago, but I'm going to officially leave here. So stay smart, stay strong, stay healthy, stay smart, stay curious, all those kinds of things. And I will be back with more content, whatever comes out. And hopefully by then, I'll get my take on it, in my opinion. And I expect to see some of you, well, I'm not really expecting it, so why am I saying that, like if it's a forced thing? I don't really care if any of you guys respond. The only first response, I will honor that. I will honor that one response in the Corey Kenshin situation video. So if you have not seen it, go back and watch that. It's an old one. I had somewhere like 110 views. But I honestly love that one reaction. You had some very valid points, especially with Corey X Kenshin. And I can respect that from Applockie the Head, and which I still have subscribed, really. And so far as I thought, like, he had like 19 or more, he had like 15 views. And it's 50 subscribers, and that's good. That's more than what I make. And that's fine. I'm not really asking for subscribers. All I'm asking is some of your guys' attention. And I think I understand that's what some people don't understand. Like, some people don't understand that. Like, oh, but are you even trying to get famous? Because you need to have subscribers to become noticeable. I don't think I really do, because I'm already growing by like 210 views in total. If not more, I'll take a look at it. But other than that, I'm not really asking for subscribers because I don't see the point in it. I don't see the point. All I want is your guys' attention and whatnot. And if you want to subscribe, go right ahead. I'm not stopping you, but I'm not really asking for it. I'm not really. I know some people will say, well, that's a load of bull crap because you're making it sound like you do. That's not true whatsoever, because I only got one. I would have been like, if I really wanted to, I really would have just asked you guys, like, hey, subscribe, link in description and whatnot, do all that nonsense to help that individual become famous, so that way they don't recognize the work that you do. But no, I recognize the work that you guys do. You guys did that. You guys helped me get noticed by 200. That's a lot in total. That's a lot in total if you think about it. That could be like a whole school of like people who would know who I am in total. Doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if you're from different states or countries. That's still a lot of people to me. It's still a lot of people. And I'll need subscribers to do that. It's ridiculous. But other than that, thank you so much for some of you, and I'll see you in the next video whenever I make it.